people about this coming week.
Mhm.
We have to prepare na yung lahat ng content creation AI driven na. No. Ngayon video is there. Shortly before that there was audio, there was images. And marami ring implications yan for those of us who are in the creative fields, 'di ba? In fact, rinereklamo na ng mga artists yan na
Correct,
dati sila ang hinahire, ngayon hindi na. Now, I think naman it's not 100% negative. Just like once upon a time, photography was seen as a threat to painting. And then ngayon, ginagamit na ang pictures as part of the painting process, no? Lalo na kung papagawa ka ng portrait. So, there will be this transition na if you're a creator, dati hindi ka gumagamit ng AI, gagamit ka na rin ng AI. That's one. Marketing, advertising, halos lahat magiging AI na yan. Kasi it's just simply too easy to do.
Mas mabilis.
So kung gagawa ka mano-mano, you can obviously still do it. Pero you will always be behind the curve in terms of productivity. On the other hand, I think tataas ang value ng mga, let's say, artwork that is purely human-made. Kasi it's very rare na.
That's true.
Just like authentic paintings, mahal na ngayon.
Even now, even sa bags and even shoes, if it's handmade, ito talaga parang
craftsmen
basta even it's pag handmade talaga, it's really much pricey, no? Talagang, so which is maganda. Which is, I think it adds value, no, dun sa mga talagang hard-earned labor.
Napapaisip tuloy ako, Martina, at saka Doc, no, na umpisahan ko na yung mga painting ko.
If you're into painting, you should pursue it, no?
Yeah.
On the other hand, yung mga commercial artists ang medyo kailangan may mag-decide Kasi they're the ones who sell their artwork actively.
Yeah.
Little things like if you're a logo maker,
yung mga graphic artists.
You can instantly generate logos. I mean, I'm not saying the AI generated logos are better or worse, pero may kalabang ka na. Now, on the other hand, marami na rin akong nakikilala are making the shift. They used to be purely no AI. Ngayon, they're incorporating AI into their process. So, hindi naman siya 100% wala. So, anyway, art is one. Education is another. I think malaking bagay din ngayon na AI is invading the classroom. Obviously, issue yan sa mga teachers kasi mga students can write their essays using ChatGPT.
Correct.
Pero hindi mo naman mababan So, I feel ngayon, kailangan mag-adjust na rin yung mga eskwelahan natin, no? In the meantime, may issue tayo sa education, obviously, right?
Yes.
Yung mga scores natin are worse. Pero despite that, kailangan malaman natin paano ba may improve ng AI ang education kaysa sa linalabanan mo. Kasi babalik yan dun sa critical thinking natin. Kaya naman naging issue din itong nangyari sa deepfake na to. Kasi marami ring mga tao, wala ring comprehension pag nakikita nila. Like, I don't know kung nakita nyo, may isang, konsehal ba yun, na nagpagawa ng prayer sa ChatGPT. Binasa niya yung prayer, including dun sa yung comment ng ChatGPT na, feel free to modify this prayer as you see fit. So sabi ko, yan yung nangyayari pag may AI ka pero wala kang comprehension. Kasi binasa mo pati yung comments, no?
Naalala ko tuloy yung college pa ako, pinag-research kami. Yung classmate ko, nag-copy-paste sa Google. Nandun pa yung mga
yung Google comments sinabi. Diba? Parang gano'n.
Nahuli tuloy.
Gagamit ka na lang. Medyo, there's no excuse.
I-polish mo na.
Diba? Pero that's the reality. Laziness nga ang kalaban.
Yeah, laziness,
So, yun yung challenge.
Actually, pag ako, speaking of critical thinking, I hope maisip ng Sani Angara, hopefully, pakisama po sa curriculum ng estudyante from elementary hanggang college ang critical thinking sa curriculum. It's very important. I think, kasi iba yung I mean, it's good na meron tayong mga basic subjects like reading, science, maths, and yung reading kasama dyan ng comprehension. But let's add critical thinking instead of wasting the parents' money on certain minor subjects that they're not gonna take in the future. Let's be real. Music, arts. Let's have that on a lower grade, pero wag na natin siya isama after grade 3.
For me, the pedagogy, that's the word, diba, has to change.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, sanay tayo memorization,
Yes.
repeating what you see in the book. Pero kung ang challenge is, questionin mo yung book. How often did you actually do that back in school? Even I don't remember. Diba?
Yep.
Kasi that means, A, alam mo yung nasa libro, and B, alam mo enough to challenge it. You might even make a mistake. Yun pa yung isang naalala ko sa school dati, bawal magkamali. Pero if you want to be critical, you have to be ready to be wrong. Diba?
Correct,
Yung
correct.
challenging, debating. So yung mga debate team sanay doon. Pero ilan lang ba yung lulusot sa debate team once upon a time? Lalo na ngayon, everything's digital, napakadaling mag-copy and paste, PowerPoints. Medyo mahirap nga yung critical thinking na yan.
So, ito dahil nga ganito, no, kumalat na to in public. Let's have this before our next break. What advice, or at least what can you tell our audiences and our listeners, no, Doc? Paano ba nila, kahit paano nila madedetect, lalo na doon sa mga seniors natin, at saka yung mga kabataan pa, paano nyo madedetect kung talagang totoo ba talaga tong video na to or hindi? Especially na kumalat tong ganito.
Well, yun na nga. Unfortunately, I'm always the first to say, detecting it is almost impossible. Unless obviously may mali sa pagkagawa. So I would first point the listener or the viewer dun sa mensahe. Okay? And may mga usual suspects din. Anything political, pause. Tama ba itong nakikita ko?
Correct.
Anything na may reputation involved, attacking or even defending online, kasi these are things that are not normally aired. Diba? Somebody will attack you. Pause. No? And then dun sa may commercial side naman, marami kasing pinagagamitan ng mga fake video, mga mga scams.
Yeah.
True.
Hard sell ka. And usually yung scam, either money-making opportunity or health. O may bago ng gamot sa blank. Siyempre, kung meron kang karamdaman na hindi to in-approve ng BFAD pero gumagana to, yung parang you desperately want to believe it kasi nga kailangan mo ng shortcut.
Correct.
Pause. Unfortunately nga, it's so emotionally difficult. Kasi in a way, hinahanap ng brain mo yun eh. Diba? Lalo na kung politics. Pero kung dun pa lang, kaya nating i-disiplina ang sarili natin. Anything political, anything reputational, anything hard selling, hindi mo agad papatulan. Kahit papano, medyo mami-minimize mo yung damage. And then the rest, if you must, kilatisin mo yung video, here's an important tip. Try to screenshot and download it. Kasi normally, pag nare-report yan, tinitake down.
Yeah.
So, kung may reklamo ka at gusto mong ihabla yung isang tao, wala ka ng evidence.
Yeah.
So, it might take a bit more effort, pero screenshot it, or if you can, record it, or download it kung kaya nyong i-download. Kasi later, magagamit yan for evidence. No?
Correct.
And then, isa pang, actually, clamor ko to in the journalist sector Hindi kasi sanay ang mga tao sa mga deepfake kasi madaling nga na-take down. Pwede ba tayong gumawa ng parang deepfake zoo? No? Parang everyone just dumps mga videos there na proven to be fake para pwede natin pag-aralan. Kasi sabi mo nga, if you see it often enough, you develop an instinct na mukhang peke to. Kasi marami na akong nakitang ganito. Unfortunately, wala pa tayong ganong parang facility right now. Parang deepfake gallery as I call it. Baka pwede natin pagtulungan yon, gawa tayo ng parang kahit na lang, mga upload lang into a Google Drive and then eventually pwede nating i-publish. I think that will go a long way Lalo na malayo pa yung next election. Paghandaan na natin as early as now.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And by the way, with regard to sa sinabi ni Doc, tandaan nyo, you can delete a post but screenshots are forever.
Forever. The internet remembers.
All right.
Forever.
So, anyway, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. We're just going to take another break dito sa Vloggers ng Bagong Pilipinas.
Nilagdaan na at ipinaliwanag ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. ang Implementing Rules and Regulations ng Expanded Tertiary Education Equivalency and Accreditation Program o ETIAP Act.
With the signing of the IRR of the Expanded Tertiary Education Equivalency and Accreditation Program or ETIAP Act, we reaffirm a crucial principle. Experience is just as valuable as a formal education. Sa ilalim ng ETIAP Act, maaari po nilang gamitin ang kanilang mga karanasan upang makamit ang kanilang diploma. This law gives our fellows who were not able to finish college a second chance.
Binigyan din ng Pangulo na naniniwala siyang kaya ng mga Pilipino na maging matagumpay anuman ang kanilang kalagayan sa buhay.
Huwag kayong umintong mangarap. Ang tunay na sukatan ng dunong ay ang kakayahan ninyong harapin ang mga pagsubok upang matupad ang inyong mga pangarap. Naniniwala po akong patunay kayo na walang limitasyon ang kayang abutin ng bawat Pilipino.
Para sa iba pang mga balita at impormasyon, manatiling nakatuto. Tapat sa pag-uulat. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko 738. Radyo Pilipinas is on Viber. Viber. One tap and swipe. Nandyan na lahat. Receive credible news and information. Pati mga trending topics at videos. Sure na meron dito niyan. Stay on track with Radyo Pilipinas on Viber. Pick up real news. Catch the latest and biggest stories. Search Radyo Pilipinas on Viber and hop in to our community. Vloggers ng Bagong Pilipinas. Vloggers ng Bagong Pilipinas.
And we're back dito sa Vloggers ng Bagong Pilipinas. Admin Rich, may tanong ka ba kay Doc Ligot kung ano pang ano natin dito sa mga nagaganap na talamak ng mga AI fake videos?
Tanong ko lang kay Doc, no? Ano po ang inyong masasuggest sa ating gobyerno para at least kahit hindi siya talagang tuluyang mawala, ay at least ma-minimize naman yung pagpapakalat ng deepfake videos na yung nakaka-harm sa mga tao. Okay lang naman yung deepfake pero kapag yung ginamit na sa kasamaan, yun po, paano po kaya ang inyong masasuggest para hindi naman napakaraming nabibiktima?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest gaps ngayon is wala talaga tayong batas pagdating sa AI or deepfakes even. Even if yung kunyari pinaggamitan ng deepfake, let's say someone impersonated you, technically parang identity theft yun eh. And that's a cybercrime, no?
Right.
Pero in the Cybercrime Act or Cybercrime Prevention Act, walang word na deepfake, walang word na AI. So it certainly demands an update, whether dun sa batas na yon or like another law or some statute. Yung Data Privacy Act, in theory, could cover your facial data na pwedeng ginamit for faking. Wala rin ganung, and I think it was intentional eh. 2012 pa kasi yung mga batas na yan, no?
Yeah,
It was
hindi na siya updated.
Oh, matagal na. And I think that desperately needs to be updated because kunyari na-scam ka because of this and you go to, PNP. You tell them, oy, na-deepfake ako. Wala silang necessarily parang procedure to deal with that because it's not really classified as anything. No? Now, that on the other hand, kailangan din natin ingatan kasi kunyari naghigpit talaga on the use of AI and deepfakes, then you already impede on freedom of expression. And,
Ang dami niyang sasagasaan.
so medyo there's a fine act. Pero for me, it's a bigger risk ngayon na wala tayong way of complaining. 'Di ba? Even if it's used. In fact, sa abroad there was a famous case, no? You can Google this. Merong CEO na in-impersonate using a deepfake at naka-withdraw sila ng millions of dollars from a bank.
Oh my gosh.
For me, ang unang reaction ko doon, ba't medyo uto-uto yung bangko na to? Kasi I think it was on the basis of a phone call, no? But anyway, whatever. Long story short, it was actually used to perpetrate theft from a company. So that means, yan talagang habol ng mga cyber criminals to use this technology. Now, I say cyber criminals, pero because technically it is a cyber crime, no? But how many cyber security professionals are actually trained in deepfakes?
Yeah.
Probably say zero, or maybe they do it on the side kasi hindi yan kasama sa normal cyber training. So I think yan yung medyo gray area right now na kailangan talaga nating i-address to also permit responsible use. Hindi naman bawal lahat eh, pero dapat alam ng mga tao na ito medyo sketchy, pero you can use deepfakes for creative purposes, no? May mga kilala nga ako, gagawa na raw sila ng first AI-generated short film. O yan, okay yan.
That's nice, yeah.
Oo, kasi makamenos ka.
Follow up ko lang, no? Ito kaya yung dahilan kung bakit yung sinampa ng NBI doon sa gumawa ng deepfake video kay PBBM ay parang wala tayong naririnig.
Well, I'm not privy to what was filed.
Dahil
no?
ba sa wala tayong batas?
It's possible na kulang yung batas natin to prosecute, no? And I think there is actually an older law, I keep referring to it, Revised Penal Code 143 yata or something like that, which punishes anyone who creates news that can harm the state. So baka yun yung ginamit, no? You went after kasi and then of course there's the sedition law, no? Anti-sedition law. Pero malayo na yun. Dito we're just talking about the impeachment or whatever. Hindi siya punishable under those laws. And then of course it doesn't cover personal attacks to you. There's of course libel and slander. Pero hindi necessarily connected to AI yun. No?
Correct.
So I don't want to give license to anyone who wants to use AI to attack. Kasi nga, kesa okrayin mo yung kapitbahay mo, gawa ka na lang ng AI to do it. Don't do that. Pero yun na nga, makakalusot yun kung gagawin mo.
So, yung mga tagagawa po ng batas natin, pwede pakigalaw po yung baso. Huwag po tayong puro post lang. Kasi may isa post lang ng post. Magtrabaho po kayo, hindi po tayo globetrotters at nagta-travel lang, ha? Pagalawin ng baso, marami tayong batas na kailangan i-update. But anyway, so simula nung huli tayo nagkita, no, Doc, nung huli ka nag-guest dito, ang tanong ko, anong pinagkakaabalahan mo lately with regard to your advocacies and, you know, may new projects ka ba regarding cyber security, AI?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about it? Kung anong mga pinagkakaabalahan mo lately?
Well, probably the big three. Number one is education. So I'm working with a number of institutions to promote AI literacy. No, actually, if you're part of an education institution or you want to collaborate, I'm more than happy. You know, just hit me up on docligot.com. That's my website. We do mga courses on prompting. We do courses on AI literacy, and I'm about to partner with a number of people on the creative uses of AI naman. Kasi actually masaya siyang gamitin. Na huwag ka lang gagawa ng kasamaan. Pero yeah, you can create mga movies, you can create clips, images. It's really fun to do. And even ikaw, wala kang, kasi dati kailangan mo ng production house, ng studio. Ngayon, wala. Laptop is enough.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Yun yung opportunity sa AI. So that's one big chunk. On a kumbaga, smaller percentage of my time, yan